Just mark your joints here so you can reference that with your tile work. Okay, then you just reference your markings here, something like that. Okay, so we're gonna keep this off. We're not gonna cut these until we get everything else set, because we want to be a little bit more accurate with our pieces with the pencil trim. But everything else can be cut. I think this looks good. All right, so shower benches. This is definitely an added custom aspect to any nice shower. It also is problematic with trying to figure out how to go about finishing it. In this video, I'm going to show you how to go about installing tile and basically using a pencil trim edging to go around it. Just know that there's a lot of different ways of going about this, and one of my favorite ones, which I've done over and over in past projects, is just to do a solid surface top. So going to your local granite shop, finding a piece of marble, finding a remnant of some sort, and then having them make it to fit this size. I really think that's really one of the best ways, because it's solid surface. It's gonna be really simple to install, and it looks beautiful. It's gonna be easy to clean. But in this scenario, since we're already going through the painful process of doing all the herringbone, we're gonna do that on the bench as well. So let's get to it, and hopefully I can give you some tips to make it a little bit easier for you to go about doing this. Now, one thing about the benches I just want to first point out. Now, this is going to be during the construction of your shower. But one thing I want to note here is that I basically have my waterproofing and my bench that actually comes out of the shower about 1 inch from the transition. So this is obviously a curbless shower. And the main reason I wanted to do that is because when I have my shower doors that I'm going to be getting, you know, I'll have a little bit of a reveal of tile around here. If you just had the bench end right at the transition, then there's really no way to finish the glass doors properly. So extend your shower base outside of the shower. This is 1 inch. You can go 1.5 inches. You can go 2 inches. I think all of that would look good, but you just want to pay attention to just giving yourself a little bit of a reveal, so when you put your shower doors in, it makes it look good. So we're going to start on the outside of this bench, because that's going to dictate the full width of this. And we're going to be using a pencil trim. Now, this is a blue Subway tile that we got, and they don't make any bullnose, and they don't make any pencil trim that actually matches it. So we're going to go with the same flavor that we did around our niche and just do a white pencil trim around the edging. So this can be definitely time consuming. And if you're a contractor, you're definitely going to want to charge additional to take the time. I mean, honestly, this is going to take me a majority of a day just to cut and get this all figured out. Obviously, other patterns would be much easier, but this one is definitely complicated. So let's get this front on here so that we can go ahead and determine what the front of our tile layer is going to be. And I should mention, I already have this kind of pre-cut for the most part. I used a template and templated these sides so that I can accurately get what we need here. It also saves a little bit of time too at the end of the day. That should work. Okay. All right, so now we'll go ahead and do the front. I didn't even cut the front edge of this because I wasn't sure exactly where this needed to be, because this needs to come out and cover this top edge. So it's kind of difficult to figure out what your layout is until you get everything set. But I did template this, and I templated this, so now we can just set this tile. Okay, so this is a little tricky, but we want to have a nice straight edge here. And it's kind of really tough even with the template to get this exactly where you need it. So let's just go right off the top here. And then we'll just use this little marker. Okay. So that's what we need to cut it. All right, so we got everything laid out here as best as we can. Now, I mean, one thing about the herringbone is that you can match up one side of the pattern, but obviously not the other. So this side will be mismatched, but I don't think anybody's really gonna notice too awfully bad, but there's really no other choice because it's just never gonna line up. So we got things pretty much kind of spaced where we want them. So now we can go ahead and determine what our edging should look like here. There we go. All right, now I know it's straight. I'm just gonna cut all these. Okay, so now we got everything kind of set where we want it. Let's go ahead and get this pencil trim set. What I'm going to do, so I'm a little bit sticking out, so what I did was put a 45 degree on this, and then I'm just going to cope it. So I'm a little bit off, because this is sticking out a little bit further. So I'm going to just take a little bit more right here. Now since I coped it, just slides right over there. This allows it to bump out a little bit. So that's how I'm able to adjust that. I just about completed this. And one thing I'm not really happy with is the fact that this pencil trim sits up above the tile. So right now, I mean, water's definitely going to be sitting right on this edge. So what I'm thinking about doing is just actually tapering the side of it before this sets up, but basically tapering this edge so this can kind of tilt down. So you can see how much of a gap that is. And water is definitely going to be sitting on there. So let's try to address this by grinding down the back of these tiles. All right, so that's a little bit better. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than what it was.